Hey guys, welcome to episode number 234. Today is Monday, so it's Update Monday, and I wanted to give you guys a quick look at the fish room in the basement, the current state of things. Things have changed quite significantly, and the biggest change is right here, as you guys might expect. I wasn't expecting to get back into turtles this soon, but lo and behold, I had a friend who was breaking down his 300-gallon stock tank, and so what you see here is the return of a few turtles and some fish in the basement, which is pretty exciting. This is my 300-gallon stock tank. I do have a cap and a Schedule 80 bulkhead down there, keeping things in. As you can see, I have a makeshift Skippy filter set up here using a 5-gallon bucket. I'll tear that apart and kind of walk through exactly how that's built in a later video, but I do have an 1.5 inch Schedule 80 bulkhead attached to that. And I believe this is like a 1200 or 1500 gallon per hour pump. It might be significantly more than that, but I don't really recall off the top of my head. I do have my heat lamp here, UVB bulb, hanging about, I'd say, a foot off from the basking area here, which currently is just attached by a string and a couple eye bolts just to keep that suspended there in the middle of the water. A good deal of that does stay above water even with multiple turtles on that, which is pretty cool. Ironically enough, this turtle right here might be familiar, and that's because it's Bad Turtle. I re-inherited my own turtle that I had given away. This is actually Chick Me 21's setup here. We've got a bunch of Java moss and some plants. I do have my mangroves in here. I also have two other terrapins. There's a small male there, and there's another small male somewhere. I can't seem to find him at the moment, but I do have a bunch of transplants in this tank. There are some koi. You might be able to see them just barely underneath the log. There is a very large, I believe, female Jack Dempsey cichlid in there as well, hiding amongst the Java moss. There are some tetras, there are some endlers, and there are some clown loaches. There's a giant pleco. All kinds of fun stuff happening in this tank currently. I won't be able to find half of it while I'm shooting this video, so you'll have to trust me for the time being, and I'll just come back time and time again to show you guys this tank and the progress on it, and hopefully we can find some of those other things while we're shooting the tank. This did have an FX5, a Fluval FX5 setup filtering it, which I thought was impressive because the FX5 only sits a few inches below the water line to this 300-gallon stock tank while it's on, and that's not enough head height to prime this thing and keep it going effectively. So I wasn't actually able to start it up. That's what kind of stimulated me to make the Skippy filter over there. It's a little loud. I do need to add water to this tank, and I do need to add something of like a muffler screen to that output there so that it's not quite as loud. But you will see I have quite a bit of flow going around the side of this tank. As you can see, all of that Java moss is kind of circulated to the middle area of that tank, and then the water returns back over here. I have a little bit of a screen netting around this pump so that I don't get too many plants sucked up in there, but then that tube, that line goes along the wall and then back into the Skippy filter. I do have my grow lights set up above here. Those were originally on the 40-gallon tanks when those were set up in my previous apartment fish room. So I'm reusing those, and I'm hoping that that's going to keep all of that Java moss growing strong. Hopefully I can set up some of these mangroves in here and whatnot, and keep the plants growing and keep them happy and healthy in here. I also have plans to create a nesting box, a DIY nesting box for these turtles. As you can see, Bad Turtle is one big mama. She's actually probably in the mood to lay eggs here either this year or next year. So I definitely want to create a nesting box for her. And I'll probably put my heat lamp above that, my ceramic heat lamp above that to keep them nice and warm. But I do have two heaters in here as well. They're a little undersized. I'm going to replace them with my 300-watt Eheim heaters and see how that does. I did pick up, actually I got it as a gift, a heat gun, which is pretty helpful. Just to kind of tell what the temperature of everything is. This is a little low right now because the wood is wet, but I was reading this at about 80-85 degrees earlier. I might need to swap out this light eventually, but as you can see, I'm hitting the light right now. It's getting pretty warm. The water is a little cool at 71. I'd like to get that up to about 75, and I can actually do that in these aquariums as well. 77, 75, 71. So it's probably not 100% accurate, but it's good enough, and it's quick. It's easier than reading all the thermometers on these tanks. But the endlers are doing well. They still are not set up on a central filtration system. They're all using either canister filters or sponge filters for the time being, so they're not yet up for sale. I do want to get these guys into more of a professional racking system with a central filtration system, and that is in the works, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. I need to buy quite a bit of lumber and spend quite a bit of time putting that together, so that will be happening here within the next few months. I'm hoping to set up at least these 4 and maybe another 8 more or so as kind of the first round, and then we'll see where we go from there. But I do have 2 of these lids cut out using the corrugated material here. I do have 2 more to cut out, and I'll be doing that shortly. Obviously the CNC is still over here. We've just kind of separated it with this drop cloth to make sure nothing gets into the tanks for the time being. And if we travel over here into the corner, we will see that this is still in the works here. I'm hoping within the next couple weeks to tee off from my cold water line here and my hot water line here, and get a sink installed here, a faucet installed, but then also run a couple lines to my 3-stage carbon filter. I want to set that up on the wall here, and I want to get this situated, my wastewater sump barrel situated, and get all of this properly run so that I have water going into the basement here for my use in the fish room, because currently I've been carrying 5-gallon buckets down the stairs, and as you can imagine, to fill up this 300-gallon stock tank alone took the better part of a day, and it was very exhausting, so I don't want to have to do that again. So I'm looking forward to getting that water down in the basement, those water lines run. As you can see, we have all 3 of our terrapins here. Bad Turtle, and then we have 2 males. And the males don't have names yet. They seem to be having a good time chasing after Bad Turtle, but as you can see, she's quite a bit bigger than them, and she will go off and hide, and they will leave her alone most of the time, but they do like to chase her around a little bit. I'm hoping when I get the nesting box set up that she'll have a little bit more peace and quiet, but they did just come out of hibernation here, so as you can tell, they've got one thing on their mind. But anyways, I don't really foresee them harassing her too much. It looks pretty bad right now, but she really doesn't mind. Actually, the two males kind of fight more than they should, but I haven't seen any of them nip or bite at all yet, which is good. And honestly, this 300-gallon stock tank is where it's at in terms of turtle keeping, because even that 125-gallon tank I had was too small for 3 turtles of this size, and the 300-gallon stock tank just allows so much more room. There's so many more line of sight barriers in a tank like this, which means turtles can get away from one another if they need to, and just chill out on their own. So that's kind of what's going on down here in the fish room, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope if you originally followed me because of my turtles and turtle keeping, you're really excited about the introduction, the unexpected reintroduction of this system in the basement. I'm pretty excited about it. There's a lot of potential here, and we'll just have to see where things go. But right now there's a lot of awesome stuff going on. I've got a lot of really cool projects lined up for this year, and I'm glad that it's starting to warm up outside. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.